Well, you're a teacher. Managers, leaders, coaches, you're a teacher. You have the skill to teach, and you have to get the information to the recipient. You have to convey the information properly to the player, to the employee, okay? And it's got to be in a way that they can learn things fairly quickly. What I always do is I talk about when learning is, I talk about play through the confusion. I always was a coach who always said play through the confusion. Because over the distance or the time, and we'll talk a little bit later about the generational differences, but over the years, there's so much stimulation now in your generation that you don't have the same style of learning that when I first started to coach, 38 years ago. It's a different style of learning. So what I always do, and I think you have to think about this, is I would always describe a play that I made. Maybe it's a play. And I would send maybe 30 seconds of instruction, not very much. And of course, the first thing, the hands are up, what happens if I go here and the ball goes there and this one cuts over there? And I would always say, play through the confusion. Let's go. Get out there and let's run this. Does everyone understand? We want to hear. Okay, let's go. And this millennial age group runs in there, they run through it, and they run through it, and run through it 2 or 3 times, and we stop. Okay, so where are the problems? Where are the issues? And then they start to talk. And then they start to say, well, if the ball comes here, what about this, what about that? And say, well, we have another option. There's an option for when the ball is there, and here it is. So then they run through that a little bit. Well, then there's another option for when it's over here. Then the questions start. So the learning is very different than 30 years ago when the players said, tell me what you want me to do. Tell me where you want to go. You want to go there? Okay, great. And then they do it. Right? It's an entirely different way of dealing with people. So in the workforce, you're going to be dealing with different age groups. You're going to be dealing with boomers, Generation X, millennials, Nexus. They're all out there, and you're going to be dealing with these different people. So knowing how they learn and how to teach them is important for the manager.